Life is a beautiful journey, filled with countless opportunities for growth and joy. But sometimes we find ourselves caught in a cycle of pain, especially in our relationships. We hold on to hurt, believing it's a noble act of love or a sign of deep connection. But my friends, it's time to break free from this illusion. It's time to stop romanticizing pain in our relationships and start embracing the true power of love and connection. Think about it for a moment. How often have you found yourself clinging to a relationship that brings you more sadness than happiness? How many times have you told yourself that the pain you're feeling is just a part of love? It's a common trap we fall into, but it's one we must escape if we want to live our best lives. You see, pain is not a necessary ingredient for love. It's not a measure of how much you care or how strong your bond is. Real love, true love, is about joy, growth, and mutual support. It's about lifting each other up, not dragging each other down. Now, I'm not saying that relationships are always easy. They require work, patience, and understanding. But there's a big difference between the occasional challenge that helps you grow together and constant pain that tears you apart. When we romanticize pain in our relationships, we're essentially telling ourselves a lie. We're saying that suffering is noble, that it proves our dedication. But let me tell you something. You don't need to suffer to prove your love. You don't need to endure constant hurt to show you care. Think about the people in your life who truly love you. Your parents, your best friends, your mentors. Do they constantly cause you pain? Do they make you feel small or unworthy? No. They lift you up. They support your dreams. They bring light into your life. That's what real love looks like. And that's what you deserve in all your relationships, romantic or otherwise. So why do we fall into this trap of romanticizing pain? Often, it's because we've been taught to believe that love is supposed to hurt. We've seen it in movies, read it in books, heard it in songs. The idea of the tortured lover suffering for their beloved has been romanticized for centuries. But my friends, it's time to write a new story. It's time to redefine what love means to us. Love should make you feel good about yourself. It should inspire you to be the best version of yourself. It should bring more light into your life, not darken your days with constant pain and doubt. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but relationships are hard work. They're not always going to be smooth sailing. And you're absolutely right. Relationships do require effort and compromise. They involve two imperfect humans trying to build something beautiful together. There will be disagreements, misunderstandings, and yes, sometimes even pain. But here's the key difference. In a healthy relationship, these challenges are temporary. They're stepping stones to greater understanding and deeper connection. They're not a constant state of being. If you find yourself constantly hurting, constantly doubting, constantly feeling less, then in your relationship, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate. Does this relationship bring out the best in me? Does it support my growth and happiness? Or am I holding on to it because I've convinced myself that the pain I'm feeling is just a part of love? Remember, you have the power to choose. You have the power to decide what kind of love you want in your life. Imagine for a moment what your life could look like if you stop accepting pain as a normal part of your relationships. Imagine waking up every day feeling supported, valued, and truly loved. Imagine being with someone who celebrates your successes, comforts you in your failures, and encourages you to chase your dreams. That's not a fairy tale. That's not an unrealistic expectation. That's what love is supposed to look like. Now, I'm not saying that you should walk away from every relationship at the first sign of difficulty. Growth often comes from working through challenges together, but there's a world of difference between facing occasional obstacles as a team and being stuck in a cycle of constant pain and disappointment. It's time to raise your standards. It's time to expect more from your relationships and from yourself. Start by loving yourself first. Recognize your own worth. Understand that you deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, and love. When you truly love and value yourself, you'll naturally attract relationships that reflect that love back to you. And if you're currently in a relationship that's causing you more pain than joy, it's time to have an honest conversation, both with yourself and with your partner. Is this pain coming from a place of growth, or is it a sign of deeper issues? Is it something that can be work through, or is it time to consider moving on? Remember, choosing to walk away from a painful relationship doesn't mean you failed. It means you're brave enough to put your own well-being first. It means you're strong enough to make tough decisions for your own happiness. Now let's talk about how we can start shifting our perspective on love and relationships. It starts with awareness. Pay attention to how you feel in your relationships. Are you constantly anxious, walking on eggshells, afraid of saying or doing the wrong? Or do you feel free to be yourself? Supported in your growth? Celebrated for who you are? Next is about setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls that keep people out. They're guidelines that teach people how to treat you. They're a way of saying, this is what I need to feel safe, respected, and loved in this relationship. Don't be afraid to communicate your needs and expectations. A partner who truly loves and respects you will be willing to listen and work with you to create a relationship that feels good for both of you. It's also important to recognize that love isn't about changing someone else. It's not about molding your partner into your idea of the perfect person. True love accepts people as they are, while also encouraging their growth and supporting their dreams. If you find yourself constantly trying to change your partner, or feeling like you need to change yourself to be loved, that's a red flag. It's a sign that you might be stuck in a cycle of romanticizing pain. Remember, you don't need to earn love. You don't need to prove yourself worthy of it. You are worthy of love simply because you exist. You deserve to be loved for who you are, not for who someone else wants you to be. Now, let's talk about the power of self-love and breaking this cycle of romanticizing pain. When you truly love and value yourself, you naturally raise your standards for how you allow others to treat you. You become less likely to accept behavior that diminishes you or causes you constant pain. Self-love isn't selfish. It's not about being narcissistic or putting yourself above others. It's about recognizing your own worth and treating yourself with the same kindness and respect that you offer to others. Start by practicing self-compassion. Be as kind to yourself as you would be to a dear friend. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. Treat yourself with gentleness and understanding. Make self-care a priority. This isn't just about bubble baths and face masks, although those can be nice too. It's about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It's about setting aside time for the things that truly nourish your soul. As you cultivate self-love, you'll find that your tolerance for pain in relationships naturally decreases. You'll start to recognize that you deserve better, and you'll have the courage to ask for it or to walk away if necessary. Now, I want to address something important. For some of you, the idea of a pain-free relationship might seem unrealistic or even boring. You might be thinking, but doesn't passion come with pain? Isn't that what makes love exciting? Let me be clear. Passion and excitement in a relationship don't come from pain. They come from growth, from shared experiences, from supporting each other's dreams. They come from building something beautiful together, not from tearing each other down. Real passion in a relationship is about feeling alive, feeling seen, feeling valued. It's about the thrill of being truly known and accepted by another person. It's about the excitement of growing together, of facing life's challenges that kind of passion is sustainable. It doesn't burn out or leave you feeling empty. Instead, it energizes you. It makes you feel more like yourself. So how do we create this kind of passion in our relationships? It starts with authenticity. Be real with your partner. Share your dreams, your fears, your quirks. Allow them to see the real you and create a safe space for them to do the same. Cultivate curiosity about your partner. Even if you've been together for years, there's always more to learn about each other. Ask questions. Listen deeply. Show genuine interest in their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Create shared goals and work towards them together. Whether it's planning a trip, starting a business, or simply trying to live a healthier lifestyle, having common objectives can bring you closer and add excitement to your relationship. Celebrate each other's successes. Be each other's biggest cheerleaders. There's nothing more passionate than two people who are committed to seeing each other shine. And yes, face challenges together, but face them as a team, not as adversaries. See difficulties as opportunities to grow closer, not as sources of constant pain. Now, I want to talk about forgiveness. This is a crucial aspect of moving past pain in relationships. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior. It means releasing the hold that past hurts have on you. When we hold on to past pain, we carry it into our present and future relationships. We become guarded, always waiting for the next hurt. This prevents us from fully opening our hearts and experiencing the joy of love. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It frees you from the burden of anger and resentment. It allows you to move forward with an open heart. But remember, forgiveness doesn't mean staying in a situation that continues to cause you pain. You can forgive someone and still choose to walk away if that's what's best for your well-being. As we work on shifting our perspective on love and relationships, it's important to surround ourselves with positive influences. Pay attention to the messages you're receiving about love from your friends, family, and the media you consume. Are these messages reinforcing the idea that love should hurt, or are they promoting healthy, joyful relationships? Choose to surround yourself with people and influences that support your growth and your journey towards healthier relationships. Share your journey with others. As you learn to stop romanticizing pain in your relationships, you might find that your experiences can help others who are struggling with similar issues. Your story of growth and transformation could be the inspiration someone else needs to make positive changes in their own life. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. Breaking the habit of romanticizing pain in relationships is a process. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress no matter how small it might seem. And if you find yourself slipping back into old patterns, don't beat yourself up. Recognize it, learn from it, and recommit to your journey. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Now let's talk about the role of communication in creating healthy, pain-free relationships. Open, honest communication is the foundation of any strong relationship. It's how we express our needs, share our feelings, and work through challenges together. But for many of us, truly open communication can be scary. We might fear rejection or conflict. We might worry that if we express our true feelings, we'll push our partner away. But here's the truth. Withholding your thoughts and feelings doesn't protect your relationship. It creates distance. It breeds resentment. And ultimately, it leads to more pain. Learning to communicate effectively is a skill. It takes practice. But it's one of the most valuable skills you can develop for creating healthy, fulfilling relationships. Start by being honest with yourself about your feelings. Take time to really understand what you're feeling and why. Then, find a calm moment to share these feelings with your partner. Use I statements when expressing yourself instead of saying you always or you never, try, I feel, or I need. This approach is less likely to put your partner on the defensive and more likely to lead to productive conversations. And remember, communication is a two-way street. It's not just about expressing yourself, it's also about listening, really listening. Not just waiting for your turn to speak, but truly trying to understand your partner's perspective. Practice active listening. This means giving your full attention to your partner when they're speaking. It means asking clarifying questions to ensure you understand. It means showing empathy and validation for their feelings, even if you don't agree with their perspective. When we improve our communication, we reduce misunderstandings. We create a safe space for both partners to express themselves. And we build a stronger, more resilient relationship that can weather challenges without descending into constant pain. Now let's address another important aspect of stopping the romanticization of pain in relationships: recognizing and addressing toxic patterns. Toxic relationships often disguise themselves as passionate love stories together. In a healthy relationship, both partners feel valued and respected. They support each other's individual growth while also growing together. They communicate openly and honestly, even about difficult topics. Healthy relationships are characterized by mutual respect, where both partners value each other's opinions, feelings, and boundaries. There's trust, a sense of security in the relationship where both partners feel safe being vulnerable with each other. Honesty is the norm, even when it's difficult. Partners support each other's goals and dreams, both within and outside the relationship. In a healthy relationship, there's equality. Decisions are made together, and there's a fair distribution of effort and compromise. Both partners maintain their own identities, interests, and friendships outside the relationship. Good communication allows partners to express their feelings and needs clearly and respectfully. Physical and emotional safety are paramount. There's never any fear of physical or emotional harm. Fairness is key, with both partners willing to compromise and make adjustments when necessary. And importantly, the relationship brings more joy than stress into both partners' lives. Building these qualities in your relationships takes time and effort. It requires self-reflection, open communication, and a willingness to be vulnerable. But the result is a relationship that adds richness and joy to your life rather than constant pain and struggle. As you work on creating healthier relationships, it's also important to pay attention to your relationship with yourself. Self-love and self-respect are the foundations for all other healthy relationships in your life. Start by treating yourself with the same kindness and compassion you'd offer a good friend. Speak to yourself with love and encouragement. Celebrate your strengths and achievements. Be patient with your mistakes and shortcomings. Set aside time for self-care and personal growth. Pursue your passions and interests. Nurture your physical and mental health. The more fulfilled and balanced you feel as an individual, the more you'll be able to contribute to your relationships. Remember, you teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. When you value and respect yourself, you naturally attract people who will do the same. Now, let's talk about the importance of maintaining your individuality within relationships. One common mistake people make when they're in love is losing themselves in the relationship. They might give up their hobbies, neglect their friendships, or compromise their values to please their partner. But here's the truth. A healthy relationship shouldn't require you to shrink yourself or change who you are. It should provide a safe space for you to be your authentic self and to continue growing as an individual. Maintain your own interests and friendships outside of your relationship. Pursue your personal goals and dreams. Have opinions and preferences that might differ from your partner's. These things don't take away from your relationship, they enrich it. They give you more to bring to the table, more to share with your partner. A truly loving partner will encourage your growth and independence. They'll be excited to see you pursuing your passions and achieving your goals. They'll understand that your personal growth benefits the relationship as a whole. Remember, you and your partner are two whole individuals choosing to share your lives. You're not two halves trying to complete each other. The goal is interdependence, not codependence. Now let's address a common misconception. The idea that if a relationship is meant to be, it should be effortless. This belief can lead us to romanticize pain, thinking that if we have to work at our relationship, it must not be true love. But the truth is, all relationships require effort. Even the healthiest, most loving partnerships face challenges and require work to maintain. The difference is in how that work feels. In a healthy relationship, the work you put in feels worthwhile. It feels like you're both investing in something valuable, something that brings you joy and fulfillment. It doesn't feel like a constant uphill battle or like you're sacrificing your well-being for the relationship. This work might involve continually improving your communication skills, learning to compromise and make decisions together, supporting each other through life's ups and downs, keeping the romance and connection alive as you navigate daily responsibilities, and growing and evolving together as you both change over time. These efforts shouldn't feel like a burden. They should feel like a natural part of building a life together with someone you love and respect. Now, let's talk about the role of personal growth in creating healthy relationships. Often, the pain we experience in relationships is a reflection of our own unresolved issues or unhealthy patterns. Maybe you have a fear of abandonment that leads you to cling to partners who aren't good for you. Perhaps you have low self-esteem that causes you to accept treatment that you don't deserve. Or maybe you have unresolved anger issues that lead to frequent conflicts in your relationships. Recognizing and addressing these personal issues is crucial for breaking the cycle of painful relationships. This might involve seeking therapy or counseling to work through past traumas or unhealthy patterns, practicing self-reflection and self-awareness, learning new coping skills for managing difficult emotions, building your self-esteem and self-worth, and developing better communication and conflict resolution skills. Remember, working on yourself isn't selfish. It's one of the most important things you can do for your relationships. The healthier and more balanced you are as an individual, the more you'll be able to contribute to a healthy, loving partnership. As you embark on this journey of personal growth, be patient with yourself. Change takes time. You might take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, keep learning, keep growing. Now let's address another important aspect of stopping the romanticization of pain in relationships. Recognizing the difference between love and attachment. Often, what we call love is actually attachment. We become attached to the idea of a person, to the comfort of a familiar relationship, or to the role we play in someone's life. And when that attachment is threatened, we experience pain that we mistake for the pain of love. But true love is different from attachment. Love is about wanting the best for the other person, even if that means letting them go. It's about supporting each other's growth and happiness, not clinging to each other out of fear or need. Attachment says, I need you to make me happy. Love says, I want you to be happy, even if that's not with me. Attachment is often rooted in fear. Fear of being alone, fear of change, fear of the unknown. Love, on the other hand, is rooted in trust, respect, and a genuine appreciation for who the other person is. Learning to distinguish between love and attachment can be challenging, especially if you've been in the habit of romanticizing pain, but it's a crucial step in creating healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Hey, yourself, do I love this person for who they are or for how they make me feel? Am I staying in this relationship because I truly want to be with this person, or because I'm afraid of being alone? Do I support this person's growth and independence, or do I feel threatened by it? Can I imagine being happy for this person if they found happiness with someone else? These questions can help you start to untangle love from attachment and gain clarity on your feelings and motivations in your relationships. Now let's talk about the importance of trust in creating pain-free relationships. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Without trust, we're constantly on guard, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. This state of constant vigilance is exhausting and painful. Building trust takes time and consistent effort. It involves being reliable, doing what you say you'll do. It means being honest even when it's difficult. It requires respecting each other's boundaries and being there for each other during tough times. It means admitting your mistakes and taking responsibility for your actions. And it involves being transparent about your feelings and intentions. When there's trust in a relationship, you feel safe. You feel secure enough to be vulnerable, to share your true self, to take risks in pursuing your dreams. This sense of safety allows for deeper intimacy and connection. If trust has been broken in your relationship, rebuilding it takes time and patience. Both partners need to be committed to the process. The person who broke the trust needs to take responsibility for their actions and make consistent efforts to rebuild trust. The person whose trust was broken needs to be willing to forgive and give their partner the opportunity to regain their trust. Remember, trust isn't about having blind faith in your partner. It's about having confidence in their character, in their commitment to the relationship, and in their willingness to work through challenges together. Now, let's address the role of compromise in healthy relationships. Many people, in their efforts to avoid conflict or pain, end up compromising too much of themselves in their relationships. They might give in to their partner's wishes all the time, neglect their own needs, or ignore red flags to keep the peace. But healthy relationships aren't about one person always getting their way while the other always gives in. They're about finding a balance that works for both partners. Healthy compromise involves both partners being willing to adjust and make concessions. It's about finding solutions that take both people's needs into account. It means respecting each other's core values and non-negotiables. It requires communicating openly about wants and needs and being creative in finding win. Remember, compromise doesn't mean sacrificing your core values or always putting your partner's needs before your own. It's about finding a middle ground where both partners feel respected and valued. If you find that you're always the one compromising or that your partner expects you to change fundamental aspects of yourself, that's a red flag. It's a sign that the relationship might be unbalanced or unhealthy. Now let's talk about the importance of maintaining a sense of mystery and excitement in long-term relationships. Many people romanticize pain because they believe that without drama and conflict, relationships become boring. But the truth is, you can have excitement and passion in your relationship without the roller coaster of pain and drama. It's about continually growing together, trying new things, and maintaining a sense of curiosity about each other. Here are some ways to keep the spark alive in your relationship. Continue dating each other even after years together. Plan regular date nights and new experiences. Maintain some independence. Having separate interests and experiences gives you more to share with each other. Keep learning and growing together. Now take a class together. Start a new hobby or set shared goals. Show appreciation for each other regularly. Don't take your partner for granted. Maintain physical intimacy. This doesn't just mean sex, but also non-sexual touch like hugs, kisses, and holding hands. Surprise each other occasionally. Small, thoughtful gestures can go a long way in keeping the romance alive. Remember, the goal isn't to recreate the intense highs and lows of a new relationship. It's about creating a deep, sustainable connection that continues to bring joy and fulfillment to both partners over time. Now let's address the role of independence in healthy relationships. Many people mistakenly believe that being in love means wanting to spend every moment together, sharing every thought and feeling, and merging your lives completely. But the truth is, maintaining a sense of independence within your relationship is crucial for long-term happiness and health. It's about finding the balance between togetherness and individuality. Healthy independence in a relationship means having your own interests, friends, and goals outside of the relationship. It means being able to spend time apart without feeling anxious or insecure. It means being able to make decisions for yourself while still considering your partner's feelings and needs. When both partners maintain their independence, they bring more to the relationship. They have more experiences to share, more perspectives to offer, more growth to celebrate together. It keeps the relationship fresh and exciting, and it allows both partners to continue growing as individuals. Moreover, maintaining your independence helps prevent codependency, a dysfunctional relationship pattern where one person's needs are met while the others are neglected. Codependency often leads to resentment, loss of identity, and yes, pain in relationships. So encourage each other's individual pursuits. Celebrate your partner's achievements even when they don't directly involve you. Support each other's personal growth. Remember, a truly loving partner wants you to be the best version of yourself, not just the version that fits neatly into their life. Now let's talk about the importance of shared values in creating pain-free relationships. While it's important to maintain your individuality, it's equally important to have core values that align with your partner's. Shared values provide a foundation for your relationship. They guide your decisions, shape your goals, and influence how you interact with each other in the world. When your fundamental values align, you're more likely to be moving in the same direction in life. This doesn't mean you need to agree on everything. Healthy relationships have room for differing opinions and respectful disagreement. But on the big things, your views on family, your approach to finances, your life goals, being on the same page can prevent a lot of pain and conflict down the road. Take the time to discuss your values with your partner. What's most important to each of you? What are your non-negotiables? Where are you willing to compromise? And where do you need to stand firm? Having these conversations early and often can help you build a stronger, more aligned relationship. It can help you avoid the pain of realizing too late that you and your partner have fundamentally different visions for your lives. Now let's address the role of emotional intelligence in creating healthy, pain-free relationships. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions, as well as the ability to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. In relationships, emotional intelligence plays a crucial role. It helps us communicate more effectively, manage conflicts constructively, and create deeper, more meaningful connections. Emotionally intelligent partners are able to recognize when their own emotions are getting the better of them. They can take a step back, process their feelings, and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. This ability alone can prevent a lot of unnecessary pain and conflict in relationships. Moreover, emotionally intelligent partners are better able to empathize with each other. They can put themselves in their partner's shoes, understand their perspective, and respond with compassion. This empathy creates a safe, supportive environment where both partners feel seen, heard, and valued. Developing emotional intelligence is a lifelong journey. It involves practicing self-awareness, learning to manage your emotions effectively, developing empathy, and improving your social skills. But the payoff in your relationships and in all areas of your life is immense. As we near the end of our discussion, I want to emphasize that stopping the romanticization of pain in relationships doesn't mean expecting a perfect, problem-free relationship. It doesn't mean never experiencing hurt or disappointment. What it means is changing our perspective on what love looks like and how it should feel. It means recognizing that while love may sometimes involve pain, the pain of growth, of vulnerability, of occasional misunderstandings, it should not be characterized by constant suffering. It means understanding that real love lifts you up more often than it brings you down. It supports your growth rather than stunning it. It brings more light into your life than darkness. Remember, you have the power to choose the kind of love you want in your life. You have the right to expect kindness, respect, and support in your relationships. Don't settle for less out of fear or a misguided belief that pain equals passion. Challenge yourself to redefine what love means to you. Let go of the idea that pain is a necessary part of love. Instead, embrace the idea that love should bring more light into your life. Imagine a world where we all stopped accepting pain as a normal part of our relationships. Imagine how much happier and healthier we could all be. Imagine the positive ripple effect this could have on our families, our communities, our world. You have the power to start this change. It begins with you, with your choices, with your standards for how you allow others to treat you. So I challenge you from this moment on, choose joy in your relationships. Choose growth. Choose mutual support and understanding. Choose love that lifts you up, that makes you feel valued and respected. Don't wait for someone else to bring this kind of love into your life. Be this kind of love for yourself first. Treat yourself with kindness and respect. Set the standard for how you want to be treated. And as you do this, watch how your relationships begin to change. Watch how you start attracting people who reflect this positive energy back to you. Watch how your life begins to fill with more joy, more peace, more love. Remember, you are worthy of love that doesn't hurt. You are deserving of relationships that bring out the best in you. You have the power to create this reality for yourself. Love yourself fiercely. Set your standards high. And never ever settle for less. Your journey towards healthier, more joyful relationships starts now. It starts with you choosing to stop romanticizing pain. It starts with you recognizing your own worth and demanding nothing less than love that uplifts and supports you. You have the power to change your story. You have the power to redefine what love means in your life. Use that power. Embrace it. Let it guide you towards the love and relationships you truly deserve. And remember, this journey isn't just about you. As you learn to love yourself more, as you raise your standards for your relationships, you're setting an example for others. You're showing the world what healthy love looks like. You're creating a ripple effect that can change not just your life, but the lives of those around you. So don't underestimate the importance of this work you're doing. Don't minimize the impact of choosing to stop romanticizing pain in your relationships. This is big, important work. This is life-changing work. And yes, it might be challenging at times. You might face resistance from others, from your own ingrained habits and beliefs, but I promise you it's worth it. The joy, the peace, the love that awaits you on the other side of this journey is worth every bit of effort you put in. So keep going, keep growing, keep choosing love that doesn't hurt, keep raising your standards, keep believing in your worth and your right to be treated with kindness and respect. And on those days when it feels hard, when old patterns try to creep back in, remember this moment. Remember the decision you're making right now to stop accepting pain as a normal part of love. Remember the vision you have for your life and your relationships. You are strong enough to do this. You are brave enough to demand better for yourself. You are worthy of love that brings you joy, not pain. So go forth and create the love story you deserve. Not a story of pain and sacrifice, but a story of joy, growth, and mutual support. A story where love lifts you up, where it makes you feel more like yourself, not less. This is your story to write. Make it a beautiful one. Make it a story of love that doesn't hurt, of relationships that bring out the best in you. Make it a story you're proud to live, a story that inspires others to seek better for themselves too. You have everything you need within you to make this change. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. And most importantly, love yourself enough to accept nothing less than the love you truly deserve. Your new chapter starts a chapter filled with love that doesn't hurt, with relationships that bring you joy, with a life that feels truly fulfilling. Embrace it, live it, and watch how beautifully your world transforms.